to this novel, and this is part of the prologue for the upcoming novel that should be out later this winter, early spring. Summers checked the time, 1 minute and 30 seconds before his boss arrived. This 30 seconds was time scheduled, but that could be accounted for the fact that his clients arrived home early. A quick check with his heads up told him that things were reaching their finale upstairs. The target would be down in about 6 minutes. Summers turned on the safety and holstered his weapon underneath his overcoat and suit jacket. When the silent black sedan drifted to a stop on the street below, Summers already had 2 bodies in the trunk of the vehicle. He finished putting the driver in with his 2 other companions and then turned to greet his boss. Serene as always, Timothy Randall walked quietly up the drive, keeping his hands in his pockets of his black overcoat and wrapping it around himself to keep warm. 6'2", and dashingly handsome, Randall appeared to be the textbook definition of a politician. He wore his salt and pepper hair coiffed to one side. His strong jawline and smooth face gave him a rugged look. Summers could just see the tip of his red, white, and blue tie poking out from the top of his overcoat. He wore the perpetual smile of someone who had never really lost anything. In so many politicians, the eyes gave away their insecurities and their fears. Randall's contained no fear. His eyes radiated confidence. Summers couldn't remember a time when he had seen him ruffled, although there were tales of one bloody tirade just after the Etna disaster. Randall smiled genially as he approached. He seemed to appreciate Summers' efficiency. It was Randall who had first given him the nickname Katana. Speaking quietly, he said, "Hey, I trust there wasn't any trouble." "No, sir." Good. And our target?" "Just saying his good nights now, sir. He should be coming down in about 4 minutes." "Excellent. Well then, there's nothing for it but to get ready, is there?" "No, sir." Summers' avatar opened the back door of the limousine on the near side. Timothy Randall climbed in. Summers gently closed the door in neat space. He used the heads-up device to silently communicate with the other 2 agents who had arrived with Randall. "All right, gentlemen, the grenade has been unpinned. Let's get into our disguises." Summers pulled a pocket knife out of his jacket and opened up one of the small blades. He then twisted it to the left. The pocket knife melted into a lump of gel in his hand. As Summers rubbed the gel over his face, he felt a familiar tugging sensation as his face changed shape. At the same moment, his shoes raised him up about 1.5 inches. 10 seconds later, his face had morphed into a surprisingly accurate double of guard number 2. The other 2 agents had morphed into the driver and guard number 3, respectively. 2 minutes later, the CEO of Unity Corporation exited the house of his lover. Summers kept his eyes on guard number 4 as he opened the door to the vehicle. As expected, the CEO balked once he saw who was inside. With one fluid motion, Summers shoved the portly man in with his fellow agent, while his fellow agent took care of guard number 4. Summers quickly closed the door and helped his fellow agent get the 4th body in the trunk. As Summers opened the door to get in, he took out the gun from its holster and aimed it at Cowhill's head. Cowhill, who had just seated himself in the center of the back bench of the limousine, whispered, "Son of a bitch," he said, as the color drained from his face. He shook his head. "Son of a bitch," he said again. Summers kept the weapon trained on Cowhill as he sent the signal to the driver using a heads-up. The vehicle started moving, heading upwards. For a few seconds, Cowhill and Randall sat placidly looking at one another. Finally, the CEO spoke. "Why?" Randall answered, "You're a dinosaur, Gerald. You have no will, no courage. This war you want is folly." "Oh, I think not, Gerald. It's what the Unity was designed to do." The tone of the CEO's voice changed slightly as he let some of his frustration show. "It's too expensive. In both lives and money, we can barely feed our population as it is." For the barest of seconds, Summers felt the heat of anger rise up in Randall. "It's what we were meant to do, Gerald. It is the essence of our greatness as a corporation and as an empire. We are meant to expand our boundaries, to grow, and to compete with others. For 300 years, we have bowed the knee to the weak and toothless Pax Imperium. They have forced the Unity into petty squabbles with itself, brother killing brother. 9 Unity factions, all vying for the same CEO's chair, but never once accomplishing any more than the eternal game of King of the Hill. It's untenable. If Etna taught me anything, it's that our people need a vision outside themselves. They need something to unite them, to inspire them. They need a mission. They need a destiny." Cowhill couldn't hide his scorn. "And you're the one to lead us there, to this destiny?" "I am." The CEO shook his head, his voice a barely audible whisper. Timothy, you'll be the ruin of us all. Randall held out his hand. Summers hesitated for half a beat before he put the gun in the hand of his boss. He wasn't used to being without a weapon. No, Gerald. I will take us places you can't go. I will make us great again.